applications all the way to a perpetual calendar are thus created with great concentration in units in the assembly department. The assembly of such complicated movements demands several working days. The innovative panorama date is unique. Both numeral rings are located on one level. The otherwise usual mullion needed to visually balance the difference in height between the numerals is not needed here. Here, the disc for the leap year display of the perpetual calendar is being assembled. After assembly, all functions are examined. Especially on a perpetual calendar, both the individual changing of the date and the synchronized changing of the displays are important. Now the watch receives its unmistakable face. The hands are added to the dial. The watch is encased, and the bezel as well as the front sapphire crystal are put in place. And screwed to the back with great care. During regulation, the manufacture caliber is finely adjusted. With the help of a timing machine, the watch's rate is tested in 5 different positions. Only now is the rotor with its oscillating weight, crafted in 21 karat gold, added to caliber 100. In the laboratory, up to 4 weeks of continuous testing at various temperatures for shock protection, and, as seen here, for water resistance according to the German industrial norm DIN. This takes place during a simulation of high and low pressure. Toward the end of the quality control process, the long-term rate behavior of the movements is analyzed on a rotating testing machine. And only after it has successfully passed all tests can a Glashutte Original be entered into the manufacturer's registry with its individual number, sent to one of our exclusive dealers, and finally presented to the connoisseur waiting for it. The Senator Edition, classic men's watches with a demand for the modern. when the assembly department breathes life into the movement, it is a true highlight of the art of watchmaking, making the heart of every lover of mechanics to beat a little faster. Glashutte Original was the first to use the duplex swan neck fine adjustment for the sensitive fine adjustment of the movement. Two swan neck springs regulate the watch's rate and the centralization of the oscillation system, the beat, independently of each other. In the automatic movement caliber 90, or here as shown on manually wound caliber 6501, the fine adjustment adds value, enhancing the models of the Pano Date and Star collections. The assembly of exclusive special models and editions is the task of the Atelier workshop. Here, every master watchmaker has his or her own set of parts, assembling the entire movement from scratch. This can be up to 500 individual components. Glashutte Original has created a watch with great practical value in the Panomatic Chrono, powered by automatic caliber 95. The intelligent winding mechanism adjusts itself to the movement behavior of its wearer. A patented stepped gear makes a targeted transmission of the winding energy to the serially operating spring barrels possible. Even visually, the Panomatic Chrono is striking in its novel three-dimensional dial design. Centrally, above the hour and minute displays, the chronograph's seconds scale rises up to a second level. It is flanked by the displays for subsidiary seconds and the chronograph's 30-minute counter found on the dial's lower level. This horologically demanding masterpiece was bestowed the sought-after title Watch of the Year in 2005, as was the Pano-Ritograph in 2001 with its manually wound caliber 60. This highly complicated watch is the first mechanical chronograph worldwide to be able to count both forward and backward. After counting down a pre-selected time interval, a triple repeater sounds, engineered by a gong fashioned from one piece of metal. A view through the microscope reveals the fascinating mechanical world of manufacture watchmaking. And a glance at its off-center dial design also explains why this watch received such high honors from an informed audience, as well as why Glashutte Original made a successful edition based upon it. Like Glashutte Original, the Saxon manufacturer in Meissen can also look back on a long tradition as the oldest porcelain manufactory in Europe. Paper-thin hand-painted dials featuring the famed blue swords and exclusive motifs, today embellish select editions by Glashutte Original, whose inner values tick with finely finished movements. These special models are sought-after rarities among connoisseurs all over the world. Only 25 pieces of this filigreed skeletonized masterpiece exist. On the occasion of the 175th anniversary of the famous Glashutte master watchmaker, the manufactory presented the Julius Assmann III, featuring one of the greatest complications in watchmaking, the flying tourbillon. A retrograde date hand and a sectoral power reserve display perfect this timepiece's impressive appearance. The case can be taken out of its wristwatch frame and be worn as a pocket watch on a chain. Julius Assmann III and the Julius Assmann I, two masterpieces of haute horlogerie. This film would like to inspire you to visit our manufactory in the heart of Glashutte. From movement design to creating tools, producing components and decorating individual parts, all the way to assembly and our special workshops, you will experience what being a manufactory means. Welcome to Glashutte Original, handmade in Germany.